Good day. This is a.j.farzad with a.j.farzad.com, and I want to do a overview of the science and behavior of success through the law of attraction. Good day. This is a.j. Farzad with a.j.farzad.com, where you can see a link to my Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube videos for training. So, in the 1950s, there was a book called Think and Grow Rich. This edition was published in 1960s, but I believe the original one was like 1920s or 1940s. Arguably, from the sales and training standpoint, one of the greatest sales training books that has ever been put together. It has stood the test of time. Many companies actually give this book to their sales reps to read as a sales training. It is a general rule of goal setting and bringing things to you that you want. So no matter what your sales program specifically to your product teaches you, you benefit from this, and companies have been using it, like I said, since the 1950s. For their reference, we are right now in the end of March 2020. Okay? Now, as popular and as effective that this book has been, Napoleon Hill actually started by writing the laws of success. And you can see how huge this book is, and I try to read it almost every year, at least once, in addition to Think and Grow Rich. In the laws of success, which I think was almost 20 years before Think and Grow Rich came out, not 20 years, about a few years before. Let's see if I can. Napoleon Hill, 1883-1970. So 1883. So significantly before, that's when I think he started putting these laws of success together. And if you don't know who Napoleon Hill is, Napoleon Hill spent 25 years of his life dedicating to studying the 300 most successful men in the United States at the behest of Andrew Carnegie. And he put together what makes people successful and basically put together a manual of success that anyone could follow and reach success. The 13 laws of success, or the 15 laws of success, depending on how you break them down, included things like vibration, law of attraction, law of nature. So we're talking about 1883. There is no mentions of that in the 1924, 1940, 1950 print of Think and Grow Rich, because the publishers believed that the sales community or serious business people would be turned off by mentions of vibrations or laws of attraction or universal laws, etc., etc. So in this book, it says somewhere you will find a secret, and everyone finds it in a different way in a different chapter. But I think the secret that he was actually mentioning is omitted from that book. Okay? So, what is law of attraction? How does it help us in business where we are face to face with a customer, either selling, creating a marketing piece, doing a training, working in human resources where constantly is a negative issues, etc. How does this come to the science and behavior of success as I teach it? My main source for the law of attraction is the Abraham-Hicks publications. I seriously advise you to go to Abraham-Hicks and take a look at their stuff. It's very general teachings of how to basically get whatever you want. How do we bring that into our sales? The law of attraction basically says it's a universal law. So first of all, we have to discuss what is a universal law. Universal law is like gravity, right? If I drop something, it falls. Whether I believe in gravity or not, if I drop something, it falls. If I go on top of a tree and walk out and say I don't believe in the law of gravity, I'm not going to fly. I will fall. It's a universal law. By the same token, law of attraction is a universal law. It states that whatever you feel sends out a attractive force, sort of like magnets, an attractive force that will bring into your reality opportunities for you to feel that way. Now, if we take it one step further, your feelings are dictated by your thoughts. And that's what makes us humans different than the animals. The animals mostly go about by instinct. We humans can control our emotions through our thought. So, you can see where I'm going when it gets to the goals, right? We can think, we can feel. What we feel attracts to it more opportunities to feel that way. So right now we're dealing with this COVID-19 coronavirus issue, right? And you can see thoughts of fear will send out feelings of fear, and that will attract to us more opportunities to feel fear, right? So, sales. I urge you to look at all the other posts that I have put, because I put posts out almost once a week. And I call them like law of attraction practical lessons, because I deal with training customers, dealing with customers, and I try to bring realistic incidents of how I would use it. Sometimes I make huge mistakes and you can learn from that. Sometimes things go really well and you can learn from that. Now, why is the scientific community, which I cater to, the serious sales and business community, to a lesser extent, have this negative response to this science and behavior of success through the law of attraction? I read somewhere that we like to be in our comfort zone. Whatever is in our reality, we kind of stick to. That's like a habit, right? Habits is basically something that you think about over and over and over, is what Esther Hicks says. I just want you to think, though. Let's say our reality is linear, right? So we are living in a world that is a line. Okay? This is our world. We go about it, and what we see on it at any instant is a point. So no matter what comes into our reality, we view it as a point. We don't understand a plane going through our line. We only see that as points creating a line. We don't see three-dimensional things in our reality. We only see that as a couple of points. So if you tell us that there is a plane, there is a flat surface out there, we will tell you, no, you're crazy. All I can see is a dot, right? Okay. Now let's say that we expand our reality into 2 dimensions. So now we have a plane, which has a length and it has a width, right? Everything we see is flat surface as we go through our plane reality. If I put something like a sphere on it, I see a flat line. I don't see the above and below. So if I tell you that, hey, there is something above and something below. You say, you're crazy. All I see is a line. Our world is three-dimensional. We only see three-dimensional things in our reality. Right? So our reality, we see things in three dimensions, right? So we can see nice little spheres, we can see this little thing. And I guess time, we have created time, which I think is actually a completely different dimensions. And if you talk to physicists, they will probably agree. But we create time linear because that's all we see. What if time was outside of our three dimensions? What if things like gravity were outside of our three dimensions? When I was going to high school in physics, we heard that gravity is a pulling force. As I was studying physics later on, there was actually a theory that says that gravity is essentially space curving in. So it's like a little funnel where you drop a ball and it gets pulled into the center, but there is no force in the center pulling it. It's actually the curvature of this space pulling it. So I pose to you this question. What's happening right now in your reality is based on the thoughts that you've had in the past. Everything that you have thought has brought to you opportunities to feel and manifest things that you have right now. Your thoughts about what is a top salesperson, based on what you have seen, are because of the thoughts that you have had before. If you think that you cannot be a salesperson, those are the thoughts that will attract those realities to you. If you think sales is for, I don't know, crooks, used car salespeople, those are the realities that will hit you. If you think that your health is dependent on everybody else, that will be your reality. What I try to do in these little video blogs is to show you that you can create goals at any time, but goals that you create when you feel happy, joyous, excited will have significantly more power than the goals that somebody tells you to create because you just have to. And that is a 40,000 foot view of what I work with. And I don't want these videos to go too long, but stay tuned with me, because as we go along, as I have done since 2010, I will bring in more and more information, all of it free to you, so you can use this to make a better life for yourself, a better sales career, a better marketing campaign, relationships. Everything is dictated by this universal law. And if we continue to ignore it, it will still affect us. So we can put blinders on and see that this is my reality and I am either doomed or blessed, or we can take charge and make our own reality. Which one do you want to do? Stay safe, be well, till next time, to your success. Thank you for listening, and if you would like to have this type of training for your organization, please email me at aj@a.j.farzad.com. To your success.